Hi guys, with Matt today. We're out in the great outdoors, somewhere we love to be, and we are at a place called Lord's Wood out in Dorman's Land. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. As you can probably see, we've got a little fire in the background, which is really wonderful. And we've just cooked our lunch on the fire. We cooked some bannock and some sausages. It's just been wonderful. What a beautiful day it is to be outside, and you'll see we've got this beautiful pond here as well, and really feel that spring is coming. The land is really feeling alive today. Yeah, you can really feel. There's a bit of smoke. What is that?
That's really weird.
You see that?
Yeah, there's something around my head showing. We've just been joined.
Just like there's been a blur. I don't know if you guys can see that on the video. There's been a mist appeared around Matt's head, which is quite interesting.
Yeah. No, that's an interesting one actually. I can see the screen and I can see that I'm kind of almost not here. You know, and be it a very tenuous link, we've been discussing what to kind of say today, and we were talking about we've both been made redundant over the course of time, and I think we've just found what we need to discuss. So we were both made redundant, and redundancy throws up lots of different issues for different people, and at times it can kind of make you feel very invisible, as almost as though you're kind of worthless.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's about how you kind of deal with that. I mean, you know, we were discussing earlier, there's the people that will kind of take a change and they will look at it, and they will see the opportunities within that. And there will be the other people that will look at it and think, actually, you know, the bottom's fallen out of their world. And, you know, the conversation was, how can two people kind of think so differently in one situation? You know, it was a kind of interesting debate, wasn't it?
Absolutely. I remember when I was made redundant. I was working like many of us, you know, working the Monday to Friday and living for the weekends, and there was there's something deep inside of me that was saying, you know, for me this can't be the way that I'm going to live for the rest of my days. You know, there's something really, really deep inside that was calling me, and I remember saying, you know, God, you know, there's got to be something else. And I can guarantee you, I remember sitting there and saying that one day, you know, having that walk to work that I'd walked many times and thinking to myself, you know, surely there's got to be something else. I arrived at work only to find out we was all pulled into a meeting and was offered redundancy, and I was like, thank you. And I did see it as a blessing, you know. Sure, I was scared, I was kind of unsure what would that mean, because I had no plans whatsoever at that point. But there was something inside of me that said, you know what, this is a great opportunity. And I can remember leaving that meeting and was told, you know what, you know, within a month this can be done. And I was like, wow. Left that meeting, went into town, brought a map, brought a rucksack, and my plan was to head up into the Cairngorm Mountains.
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing. Now, you've done something similar but different, Matt.
Yeah, I think that, you know, that opportunity, I think you do have to look at opportunities. You know, there's always an opportunity within a negativity, and
Yes.
unfortunately we're conditioned, the majority of us, to look at the negative side. And when I took my redundancy, I know there was lots of people that go, what are you doing? But actually there was something inside of me that said, look, you know, this is right to do, and it's about taking that leap of faith. And you know, I went off and I've retrained, and I'm still learning, you know, 2 years on almost, and life's good.
Absolutely.
You know, life is very good. It's different, is the way I'd kind of describe it. It's more natural. It's less false. There's less kind of, I suppose, conforming to society and to everyone's belief systems. You know, my inner guidance system is very much alive now. It's kind of how I would describe it. There's, you know, I think when you have that experience, or you have that change, be it redundancy, anything in life, that it brings you to that point that actually you start to look at the negative. I kind of look at actually what are the lessons to be learnt from this. You know, how can I move forward? What is it that I'm looking for? And I'm a great believer of actually things happen over and over again until you understand why.
Yeah.
And then once you understand why, then you move forward. And before my redundancy, there was quite a lot of things in the last year that came up that were real battles for me personally. And then when I finally found out I was being made redundant, or actually I chose to take the redundancy, there's a difference.
Yeah.
I could have stayed, but actually there was something saying it's time to go after 21 years.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a
People said,
huge amount of time, isn't it? It's a massive amount of time.
you know, at the age of 45 and having a career change is, not that common nowadays.
No.
But actually, it's kind of working out for the best.
It's that whole thing, isn't it? It's like, we see the unknown as something to be like feared or kind of be afraid of, but actually it can be the greatest thing for us. I know for me, it's that was 25 years, 26 years ago now, but I was entrenched in that situation, believing that was going to be my life path as I went forwards, but inside screaming, and I kind of know that really woke me up, and I wouldn't be where I am today without going through that experience. And I can remember getting this nudge, this voice inside of me later, because what happens, you kind of move outside of the known and you move into the unknown, and then sometimes what you do is you kind of try and resist that and you move back into the known because it's comfortable. And I'd done a bit of that over those early years. I'd done a bit of that, and I remember this nudge and this voice saying to me, do you know what, it's a sense of, I was chefing at the time, it was very comfortable, and this voice inside of me said, you know what, you've got 18 months on the clock. And I'm like, what? And I can absolutely guarantee you, it was like, it was 18 months and about 3 weeks later that I was on my way to work one morning, and this was the first thing that happened, was that I woke up late. I woke up late. That was the first thing that happened on that day, and I was the breakfast chef, so I needed to be there first to look after everybody.
Brilliant.
And I was late, and I was like, okay, that's the first thing. I take note of that, and arrived to the train station. It was back in the day where you had the doors that you opened, not the push button now. And the train was leaving, and me and my stupidity run for the train, open the door, and the train come to emergency stop.
No.
And the guard come flying down, but not only the guard, the driver, and said, there's no way you're getting on my train, and threw me off. And I remember this nudge, this awareness inside of me said, we told you. We told you the time the clock was ticking. And I remember going downstairs thinking, I can't, I didn't even have the White's locker key for my White, so whenever I arrived to work, I couldn't get into my uniform anyway. So I picked up the phone, rung up my boss and said, you know what, I don't think I'm going to be back.
Wow.
And it might seem crazy, but I really wouldn't change it. And I think sometimes when we go against the grain of what is going on deep inside, we probably make things a lot harder for ourselves.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah, I think it is about going with the flow, following your intuition and understanding and having that faith about it. Because I think if we kind of lie, but more often than not, we kind of ruled by fear. Yeah, and actually when you step out of that fear, you realise the only one that's allowing that fear to control you is you.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's really, really important, kind of two people that have kind of been through that change and evolving and moving forward, that it's okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's good to change.
It is. Change what keeps you alive. I remember, kind of stuck into that situation. It kind of, there was a part of me that was feeling probably dead actually, and I kind of look back on that and think, there was a part of me that was dying, shrinking back from life.
Sure.
And I'm so glad for those changes. I wouldn't be doing the work that I've done or being where I am today without those changes. So. No. Yeah, they're a blessing.
They are, and I think just a kind of final point for me, if those changes bring really positive stuff, and I'm coming up for 2 years of leaving my job, and actually I'm sat here today with some wonderful people and some wonderful food and experiences that I never ever would have been able to appreciate. So you never know what's around the corner.
absolutely. And I kind of, you know,
Yeah.
you look back and you think, how would I get through that transition and how do I get through that journey? But you do. Let's just share the fire with you guys. So we've
Yeah,
got a little bit of a
beautiful.
fire there that we have cooked up. Some bannock. Sarah made some beautiful bannock bread today, and we've cooked up some sausages and shared a bit of cider as well, which has
Yeah.
been lovely, and wine. And then let's show you the pond, if we may. So
Yeah, yeah.
we'll
Get
show
up and
you.
have a walk. Yeah.
We'll show you the pond, which is a beautiful place. So let's just show you the pond. It's just a wonderful, wonderful place.
Point it down. It's all good.
And then the view out across as well. You'll see a little bit of that.
Yeah, it's all good. And then you come back to my ugly face. Happy days. I think we're going to wrap it up now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, no worries. We've gone dark again. So yeah.
Fantastic,
No
guys.
worries. Take care.
Bye bye.